What is up, guys? I'm Stu with What the Fuck Gym Talk, and I help solve problems for gym owners. Well, in my spare time, I also like to make critique and commentary on gym business videos that I see out in the ether of the internet that I take a high level of disagreements with. And this video that I'm referring to, the one today, comes from my colleagues over at Best Hour of Their Day. They are a CrossFit affiliate specific business outfit that helps those owners get to where they want to be in business. And one of the members of that organization, Jason Ackerman, who I'm a huge fan of, recently put out a video in which he made some statements regarding the business of owning a gym that I took a high level of offense to. I mean, I see videos that I disagree with all the time and it's whatever, scroll on. But this one literally made me put down the phone, pick up a piece of pen and paper, and write out my thoughts for this exact video, because I think it's really important for people to understand what I believe to be a much more accurate representation of some of the examples that Jason was given in this video. But here's the video for context.
It's quite rare that we have a client that comes to us and actually needs more leads. Most affiliates are getting plenty of leads. If you're getting 5 to 10 potential members leads every month, that's more than enough. If you're getting 3 new members, net 3 every single month, you are well on your way to running a successful box. Bigger issue is, what does your retention look like? What are you doing to keep your current clients? Because if you're doing a good job there, you don't have to worry about more leads. You simply need to take care of the members that are already coming. Any affiliate in the United States or worldwide, really you need 100 quality members. So I ask you, what are you doing to retain those quality members? Are they having fun, getting results, and do they feel like someone actually cares about them? If you're doing that, you're doing great. Keep working on it. Focus on retention.
Once again, this is not a slam video. I'm not throwing shade. I love those guys. They're doing great work. This is just 2 professional colleagues who have a severe difference of opinion, and I just want to go ahead and maybe show the other side of the equation and let you pick kind of where your rational brain goes to. So, Jason at Best Hour of the Day says, you only need 5 to 10 leads per month in order to net 3 new members. Okay, that's a strong statement. Now, before you can make statements like this, I feel like we need to be a little bit more specific. I hate the idea of giving a generic, glossed over kind of number or a range or a prescription to a bunch of people, just like any fitness coach would. Should someone do 5 reps, 15 reps? Like, it would be very much based on what their goals are. So let's make some assumptions. So if they're saying you need only 5 to 10 leads per month in order to net 3 memberships per month, I disagree. I disagree very strongly. But in order for us to have a conversation about this, we have to lay out some assumptions. So here are some assumptions I made. Let's assume we want to net 3 members per month as Best Hour of Their Day recommended. And we're going to do so at an ACV, an average client value, of $170. So the average member of the gym is worth $170 per month. And then we're gonna have our financial model, which, by the way, kids, is what you actually need to have before you can ever just go out and make a blanket statement about a range of leads or a number of revenue or a percentage that should go to payroll. You cannot make any of these statements in this broad internet fashion without having a good idea as to the financial model of that particular business, because each business is different, all right? So I went ahead and created one that's very generic. I bet you probably 60 to 80% of micro gyms would fall in this financial model or somewhere nearby. So a financial model essentially looks at cash flow allocation within the business. Those of you guys who are enrolled in Micro Gym University, the only online business school for micro gym owners that I created, you're very familiar with this. I've actually made a bunch of free videos on this here on this YouTube channel as well. Dig into those if this is new to you. But this financial model has this business's profit at 5% of total monthly revenue, the owner pay, the distribution that owner takes, at 15%, payroll at 40%, operating expenses at 35%, and then we're going to assume taxes at 5%. Okay, and again, even taxes, state dependent, are you an S Corp, all these different things. So with that being assumed, I want to go ahead and now take a look at, let's just go with a brand new gym. So let's say a brand new gym is opening up and they take Jason's advice. I only need to net 3 members per month. So this is what that would look like. In year 1, netting 3 members per month, right, would come out to 36 members at the end of the year. And for those of you guys playing catch up, net means, let's say I sold 5, but I had 2 people cancel, I would net 3. So 36 members, all right, and remember, we made some assumptions. $170 of average client value per member would get us $6,120 per month in total monthly revenue in year 1. So we're at 36 members, $6,120 a month. And if we broke down that profit, owner pay, payroll, operating expense, and tax financial model, the profit of the business would be around $306 a month. The owner would be taking home around $918 a month in owner pay distribution. Payroll would be around $2,448 a month. So you might be able to have a few part-timers. Operating expenses would be around $2,142 a month. So at these numbers, I don't know any commercial real estate scenario in any tier 2 or tier 1 market that's going to allow you to have a total operating expense cost of $2,142, right? This might be a scenario for like a garage gym, right? If you're using your own space, you don't have rent as a major OPEX line item. And then taxes at $306. So that would be at 36 members. Let's just skip past year 2, where if you continued to net 3 members per month, as Jason says, is perfect growth for a gym that wants to do really well, would be at 72 members in year 2. In year 2, we're now making $12,240 per month. But let's just skip past that because it doesn't get any better. In year 3, you're now at 108 members per month. It's taking you 3 years to crest the 100 member mark if you started at 0 and you netted 3 memberships per month. So now you're at $18,360 per month in total monthly revenue. Your profit's now up to $918. Your owner pay each month is around $2,700. Your payroll, you now have about $7,300 a month to play with. So you're able to maybe afford a full-timer and a part-timer, probably just one full-timer realistically. Operating expenses are now at $6,426, which again, doesn't leave a lot of wiggle room for a commercial real estate lease of a couple thousand square feet in today's market. And taxes at 5%. All right, so right off the bat, if you're starting at 0 and netting 3 per month, I don't know if that's great growth. I think netting 3 per month would be great growth for a certain gym in a certain situation with a very particular financial model. So I don't think he's wrong that net 3 is a good goal. It just sure as hell, for everyone who watched that video and now is watching this, it is certainly not the goal for every gym. It makes 0 sense to blanket give a target of net 3 per month. There are some gyms that are in prime markets, heavy rents, big payrolls. They can't net 3 memberships per month, 36 a year, and still see the growth and financial reward that's required to keep the business alive, the owner paid, and the staff paid professionally. All right, now let's move on to the next item. So the next thing in the video that I really loved was Jason saying you only need 100 members. Now, I used to shit my pants in complete awe of the stupidity when I would hear other organizations like Two Brain Business say you only need 150 members. Again, what a wildly broad number to throw out without having specifics. To just tell every gym in every market in every scenario, you need 150. I thought that was absolutely asinine.
You're fucking high!
And then Jace hits me with 100, right? He hits me with, you only need 100 members. And I said, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong, right? Maybe I've got it wrong. Maybe he's right. Let me go ahead and crunch the numbers. And it looks like this. Spoiler alert, I'm not wrong. If we did 100 members, okay, and I did 2 price points, all right? I did 100 members at $200 a month ACV, which would put you in the top % of ACVs in the country for the micro gym or even the CrossFit affiliate. If you were generating $200 a month or more of average client value, you are in the upper echelon of financial performance for a micro gym, okay? I also went ahead and did it at 300 just to show you how ridiculous your ACV needs to be with only 100 memberships. The idea of 100 membership comes from organizations that like to really push retention as the key thing. And I'm going to talk about retention here in a second. But for just realistic math-based purposes, based off the data point I got from Jason in his video, at a 200-month ACV, assuming the exact same financial model I did earlier, we'd have about $1,000 in profit per month, $3,000 of owner pay, okay, per month. Not horrible. Payroll would be about $8,000 a month. So we might be able to get like a full-timer and a good part-timer out of that. Maybe 2 part-timers with that full-timer. Operating expenses at $7,000 a month. Okay, so now I'm seeing a number that I could kind of wrap my head around: a commercial lease in a tier 3 market or in a small facility in a tier 2 market. And taxes I still kept at 5%, right? So that's what that looks like. If you want to have 100 members only, per Jason's recommendation, and you think you could charge $200 a month, and you run with a financial model like this, and you could always tweak these, numbers and knobs however you like, this is what you'd be looking at. Versus if you keep with 100 members a month, and now you charge $300 a month. And short of you guys having like a Sean Pastuch Active Life concept where you're going to be charging a lot of money, or a Rick Mayo Alloy personal training studio, or one of these very high-end facilities that charges a lot per month, this is what we'd be looking at if you went that route, okay? $1,500 a month in profit, $4,500 a month for owner distribution, $12,000 a month in payroll, $10,500 in operating expenses, $1,500 a month in taxes. I don't know your market, who's ever watching this, right? I don't know where you're from. I don't know the potential. I don't know the fair market value. So I would never just give a broad range. But just so you're looking, if you have in your head, you're going to stick with this 100 membership number that came from God knows where, and you look at these two values, can you make these two numbers work in your market? If you can, and you want 100 members and one of these works for you, get at it. Most people probably are not going to be able to get this number from individuals without having a very particular high-end, hospitality-driven bespoke service. Group CrossFit classes probably is not going to command this. Maybe in a very few posh locations in certain Chicago, LA, Miami, New York kind of areas. Okay, but I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. There was one last thing Jason said I want to make sure to address. If you're doing a good job, you don't need more leads. And again, this comes from the school of thought that retention is everything. And I'm here to give you a quote. Great retention does not alleviate the burden of client acquisition. If anyone that you take business advice from is constantly touting retention as part of their coaching or their business coaching philosophy, I agree, you have to have good retention. By the way, 97% retention month over month is an A+ in this industry. I've been doing consulting in the fitness industry for a very long time. And I can tell you, from a health club to a micro gym to a semi-private, if you can retain 97% of your membership month over month, you are in the A+ top tier. If you lose 3%, you still have to replace 3%. If you decide, well, no, I'm just going to do a good job and I don't even have to worry about leads. I don't have to worry about client acquisition and marketing because I'm just going to do a good job. No, fuckface. A good job still loses 3% per month. So this is what that looks like. So 100 members at 97% retention per month. Once you started tracking this, you'd go down to 97 members after 1 month, right? Because 97% retention. And by the way, if somebody's like, well, what about like 98 and 99 or even like 100% retention? If I take care of my members and I make it fun and I make sure they get results and I care about them, won't they stay for forever? No, you stupid fuck. Of course they're not going to stay for forever. That is the most unrealistic thing. Customer churn is not only a guarantee, it's something that you actually need within the business. It actually serves a business function as you churn through customers and gather new ones. Otherwise, you'd start with a gym full of young 28-somethings, and then they'd all grow to 38-year-old somethings, and then 48-year-old somethings, and next thing you know, your gym has had to change every iteration of it. It was cool, young, and hip, and then it had childcare, and now we're taking care of 50-plus-year-olds and making sure they fall right. Churn is good. It's needed for a brand, okay? But at a very successful rate, which would be, 95, 96, 97% retention would get you there. You'd run a great business. You get to 90% retention or below, plenty of room to clean up. But still, even great retention does not alleviate the need for client acquisition. If you lose 3 and you're down to 97, well, you gotta sell 6 in order to net Jason's magical number of 3. Jason, You gotta sell 6. Where the fuck are we getting these 6 from, Jason? If we're not advertising, if we're not marketing, if we're not trying to get leads, where the fuck are this 6 coming from? Are they all referral based? Is your entire marketing plan and client acquisition plan referral based? I mean, the number is easy at 100 because it's always, it's gonna go down by 3 here. You have to acquire clients, even to hit that arbitrary bullshit number of net 3. Client acquisition and retention shake hands. It's not one or the other. But I will say this, in my experience, I've been doing this for a much longer time than most have. Those who talk only about retention and like to poo-poo client acquisition don't know how to talk about client acquisition. Client acquisition is extremely difficult. To understand marketing and branding and know in the current day and time, whether it's billboards and newspapers or social media ads and TikToks, knowing what client acquisition channels work, how they work, and how they evolve over time, that's difficult. Crafting personalized messages for a brand that speaks to their avatar customer is very difficult. When people are like, oh, don't worry, we're not gonna chase leads. You don't need any of that. That's code for, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about when it comes to client acquisition. That's actually very complicated and I don't quite understand it as well. So I'm gonna tell you about how to send, handwritten postcards to the members and call them up on their birthdays and make sure you have a secret fist pump high five like LeBron James. Like, I agree with them. You need all those retention things, but it does not alleviate the burden of client acquisition. Guys, just be wary. Someone starts talking too much about retention, they don't really have great solutions for client acquisition, branding, organic marketing, guerrilla marketing. These are the things that you might wanna be wary of. It's something I've pride myself on. I speak at conferences about this. I've created entire courses of this at Microgen University. I get brought into franchises to talk about this. I love the guys over at Best Hour of the Day. This is not a hit piece. This is like two buddies arguing over, is LeBron or MJ the fucking GOAT? That's what this is. And I'm just arguing on some business principles, but I think it's important to lay out the numbers, the facts, and let people make decisions for themselves because they've got a huge audience, a bigger audience than I do. And I don't want people to be misinformed and not see another side of the coin. Anyone out there that makes, in my opinion, by no stretch of the imagination, accurate business videos when it comes to advice and consulting to you guys, I'm gonna make a fucking response video to it. That's what I think I wear my cape for. That's what I do. I help solve problems for gym owners, and this is a problem that I don't want any of you guys having. That's all I got for you. Until I see you in the next video, have a great fucking day.